Okay, I'm making a second video the same day. And just so you know, I'm not going to edit these things. I've never done these videos before, so if I mess up, well, we're just going to mess up, to be honest with you. I'm not going to spend my time going back, editing, re-editing, doing those things for two reasons. One, because I want you to see I'm a real person. Two, I don't know how to do that stuff. So on this video, I want to talk about some of the basics. I've got some notes right here, so you'll see me kind of looking away from you down here. An article that I wrote here very recently that I've submitted. I'm going to have a link on the website. I'm going to have this video right connected to that article. I'm also have links to where I've placed the article, at least one or two, just so you can go out and see what I wrote. And I'm going to talk about the errors I made on this first article also. Here was the basic gist of the article. I wanted to talk about some basic things you need to know, some things that you need to have if you actually have any intention of becoming successful with internet marketing. Four big things. You're going to need a domain. You're going to need a place to host your domains, hosting company. In my article, I'm going to have a link to Bluehost. That's who I use. It's about $50 a year. I can put all of my websites in one spot for $50 a year. $5 a month, not a bad deal. Less than $5 a month. In later videos, I'll talk about how to put multiple websites in the one that they do right there. But you have to have a hosting company because you're going to have URLs. I purchased iwillhelpbigidea.com. It's basically my phone number, if you will. I've got a phone number. If you call me on the cell phone, it's my phone number. It's unique to me. Well, that's what a URL is. It's a unique phone number to a website. So you need a place to park that. So you need a phone in the house. You need a phone number that goes to the phone. That's what a URL and a hosting company are. On my URLs, I look them up. I forget who I look them up. If you just, I think Instant Search. In fact, I got it in my article here. I use, who do I use? It's in a link. I use, where'd I put it? Instant Domain Search. I use that to look up my URLs. It's really cool because it gives you a red light, green light of whether a website's available. Go there again. Instant Domain Search. Don't buy the URL from there. There's better places to do that. Now, purchasing the URL, I use CheapName, Namecheap, CheapName. My memory's not what it used to be, as you can tell. It's Namecheap. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Probably should have looked at this article again. I wrote this about a week ago. Namecheap. 99% sure. Hosting company, Bluehost, Instant Domain, Autoresponder, which I'll go over to here in a second. CheapName, cheapname.com, cheapnames.com. You can buy a URL. Sometimes they run specials for like $1. Generally, they're like $6 or $7. The reason I use them versus someone like GoDaddy or one of these other website hosting companies or URL generators, a lot of them will charge you an extra $10 per year to hide your personal information. As an example, if you go to anything.com. Well, if you do a search, you could find out who owns that site. And if maybe you don't want people showing up at your home, maybe you should hide that information. Not that you're doing anything wrong, but there's a lot of crazies out there. So you need to protect yourself and protect your family. So instead of spending that $10 with like GoDaddy, I use CheapNames, and it allows me to not have to spend that. And you'll see it. It gives you an option there. Just kind of do that. Now, autoresponders and splash pages. These are other two real basic things that you need. You need a splash page. A splash page is, if you've ever gone to a website and it asks you to put in your email address, and you got on a list. That's a splash page. If you don't have a splash page, I want you to think about things that you have done in the past. I know you've tried at least something once before. You spent time trying to figure out how to get traffic to some sort of affiliate site. Let's say you got 100 people there. Let's say you got 5 people there. Let's say you got 2 people there. Who are they? You'll never get them back again. You never have the ability to drive them to a different site, which is really the smart way to do affiliate marketing, in all honesty. You need to set up a splash page to acquire that information. On this website, as of today, because I just set up this website, I'm doing the video first, kind of doing it ass backwards, if you will. But I am going to have a splash page that I'm going to require you give me before I'm going to give you any of my free material. I think that's a fair trade. An email address for free content that I spent, hundreds and thousands of dollars on. I think that's a fair trade. That way I know who you are. You know who I am, but I need to know who you are. Splash pages are, I read a story or an article or saw a video, who knows. It was kind of a good reality check on why you need a splash page. I'm a guy, so I'm going to talk from a guy's perspective. Ladies, I'm not trying to offend you. But if you're in a grocery store, or you're in a park, or you're out and you see a beautiful girl and she turns and she smiles at you, she gives you that little wink, that little nod. Well, if you don't go over and ask her her name, you will probably never talk with her again. You have lost that opportunity, and you never know where it would have led. So a splash page is a way for me to get a name and a phone number. Makes sense, right? Instead of the phone number, it happens to be an email address. So a splash page is the way you acquire that. It's going to be a basic thing that if you don't have, you're not serious about internet marketing. I'm going to tell you that right now. Now, once you get these email addresses, you need an autoresponder. You need a way to manage all of these email addresses and all these contacts. And these lists can get, to be 10s and 20s and 50s and 100,000 in size. You need a simple way to communicate with them. And when you have some sort of marketing program that you're setting up, you're going to want to set up some autoresponder emails that make emails to the individual at specific times. You're going to give me your email address because you want my free stuff. And then I'm going to send you some emails talking about something else. See how it works? It's pretty simple. So I just wanted to set up this quick video on the basics. Next thing I'm going to talk about, if I can get it done today, maybe. If not, it might be tomorrow.